every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. I would also like to thank you for listening to Community Radio on WGRN LP 94.1 FM, Columbus.
I'd like to welcome our listeners back and hope that everyone is doing okay. Everyone needs to be safe and make sure that you're wearing a mask and that you're wearing gloves, staying 6 feet apart, and stay safe. I have my brother with me. Hello, Mr. Ernest Kelly.
Hello, everyone.
And then I have Miss Trish Beatty. I don't know why I want to call her Beatty, but it's Brady. How you doing, Miss Brady?
I'm doing okay.
And then we have with us Miss Bernadette Stone and Nichole Harris, both from the Center for Healthy Families. How you two doing?
Doing wonderful. Great to be here.
I've been trying to get you guys on for a minute, and we've had some conflict, but we are on it today, are we not?
Yes, we are here.
So I'm so happy for that because the Center for Healthy Families do a lot of good services and have some programs set up for young teens, not only young teens, but also adults, the parents of those young teens. And either Bernadette, you can start, and then Nichole, you can start. If you could tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of like what your role is, at your organization.
Okay. I am a resource advocate with the Center for Healthy Families, and I've been with the organization for close to 6 years now. I'm a licensed social worker. I also do a lot of community outreach, partnering with different community organizations, and just trying to see what is out there that can assist our young people, our young families, and if they can help when it comes to us getting young parents, or if there's any way that they can help service them. So we work hard on partnership, and relationship is a big thing too. I work directly with the young families, both moms and dads in Franklin County. Usually they're between the ages of 12 to 21, and there's different things that we kind of work on, but we really focus on their goals, making sure that they are self-sufficient, what they need to connect with in order to become more self-sufficient, to be a good parent, whatever goals they may have for themselves. So it could be graduating high school, getting a job, getting child care. We work on a variety of things. And again, that's one-on-one. So do group settings as well with our families, and we work with them as a whole. So if they are living with a parent, an aunt, or a friend, we assist that family as a whole in any type of concerns or goals they may have that they may need assistance in.
Nichole, could you tell us about yourself, please, and what it is that you do for the Center of Healthy Families?
Yes, so I am Nichole Harris, and I'm the Director of Programs at the Center. I have been there for just about over a year and a half, and I pretty much help with the day-to-day operations and management of the program. So just helping really wherever I'm needed in terms of programming with the young people. I've been able to facilitate groups and have some direct service while I'm there, helping the resource advocates with resources, connecting them with things that come up, especially with COVID-19, really looking at where our city is, where the resources are locally in the community. I do a lot of reports, got to have some reports to our funders to say what activities we're actually doing and creating success stories to share what has happened with our young people since they've entered our program. And helping with some grants, and then just really kind of getting my hands dirty with being able to be out there with our service team.
How did the Center for Healthy Families get started? How did that idea or that concept come about?
Yeah, so our founders are Miss Donna James and Tashia Safford, and they did a 2-year study of our community with pregnant and parenting teens, being able to look and see what the needs were and where the gaps were. And they actually did a study, which a lot of organizations and individuals look at now, to see what the needs are in Franklin County. And through that, they were able to develop a resource guide that is used in the county for pregnant and parenting teens. And what they were able to do was create what we call our Healthy Families Collaborative. And it has 12 organizations throughout Franklin County, starting with Impact Community Action, the Family Center for Safety and Healing at Nationwide Children's Hospital. We have Directions for Youth and Families. We have Ohio Health and Riverside Teen and Baby Clinic. We have Boys and Girls Club. We have the Columbus Urban League. We actually have added Huckleberry House. And when I'm listing those names, you look at those names of organizations that have been around and that work with those populations who are vulnerable, and really helping look at some of the social determinants of health And we meet on a quarterly basis for both the President's Panel meeting and the service team meeting to look and see what young people have come through our doors, what were some of the presenting issues, and being able to see where we were able to look at our resources and leverage that to help the young person and their family. But also the presidents get together and they have a meeting related to what their service team can do and what the resources are. And that has been for the last 12 years. And really just making sure that we have a warm transfer to those services. I know Bernadette has definitely been able to assist with that, with having a referral from Directions for Youth and Families for a parenting program, and them having Bernadette with them from the very beginning and in exchange to a service provider to make sure that young person gets to the service that they need. And then being able to do ongoing follow-up with the service provider to say, have they attended classes? Is there anything else that they need? How else can I help? And Bernadette can add as well because she's been there for half of that time.
I was looking at you guys as connection partners, and we had Lutheran Social Services on a couple of weeks ago, and it looks like you guys may overlap in some areas. Is that correct? Do you guys work together on some things?
We do work together. When it comes to the different organizations, we work with whatever organization would like to work with us when it comes to possibly services or if we have a common client. But with the Center for Healthy Families, we never overlap services. We are kind of like a hub. And let's say we need to connect with them because of counseling. So we can work on healthy relationships or parenting skills, things of that nature. So what we would do is just make sure that that program participant is accountable, that they're making their meetings, if they're having any problems, what we may be able to assist in, just encouraging them when it comes to that particular goal, and working with the person at that organization. So we're on the same playing field and just giving that participant extra support. But that's one thing that sometimes can be confusing. But with our organization, we never overlap because if we can get the expert to help someone, let's say with breastfeeding, we would rather have someone connected that can tell that individual or support them in that situation rather than us, because we know there's experts out there that can better support them and give them that expertise. And we are there to help support and encourage the participant, making sure they're going, even maybe give them incentives if need be, because we are talking about, young teens, and sometimes they can get discouraged very easy, or they may feel that the person is judging them, or they feel like, I don't have a good connection with this person. So we just want to make sure that that relationship is, going well, and if we can be of any assistance and be of any backup to them. And that might be kind of long, but I hope that answers that question.
It does. By no means when I was saying overlap, I didn't mean, you were duplicating. But it just seems like it'd be a good partnership as far as help the teens. Do they come to your facility, or do you go where they're at?
We are community-based and also home-based, so we go where they're at. If they feel more comfortable in us going to like a library or to a park, we definitely will do that. We meet them where they're comfortable, but at the same time that we can help work on their goals with them. Before all this, when it comes to the virus, if let's say they needed to go somewhere, or even if they needed to go to the grocery store, but no one has really taught them how to shop with a baby. And some people kind of take that for granted, but sometimes that's an issue. We will take that young person to the grocery store with their baby, and we will go through that grocery store and get items that they need and help them to kind of figure out, well, when the baby's crying, what are some things you can do, or make things a little bit, quicker in your shopping, how you can handle and packing all those groceries and taking them back to your apartment if you don't have, transportation, if you happen to use the bus. So we really do a lot of coaching and one-on-one. We also sometimes go to the home, but in some situations we're not welcome in the home. And it's not saying that that's the participant's fault. It could be that they live with people that really don't want, other people coming to their house, or they just feel more comfortable in talking about their concerns somewhere else in private. And then sometimes you go to a home and then everyone in that household wants your assistance, which is fine. That's what we're there for. And we may also go to the another organization that they're working with. So if they're working with Nationwide, sometimes we may go to Nationwide and we all work together.
Question to see if and how you partner with Celebrate One.
Actually, this year we were recipient for the infant mortality grant with Celebrate One. And so we are helping with helping moms with those social determinants of health, making sure that they have a primary OB or primary care doctor to manage their pregnancy, as well as making sure they have transportation to those visits and making sure that they get on-time prenatal care and additional barriers that they may be experiencing. Bernadette has been very engaged with them with their community baby showers. And we know with COVID right now, they are not having baby showers, but making sure that we get them safe sleep environments, diapers and wipes, anything that we can do really during this time to help with that. But we also attend their coalition meetings. Bernadette is responsible for the Southside Coalition, and we have Leora Williams that is attending the Near East Coalition meetings right now. And we actually, I think, have someone in the Linden area as well. So we are making sure that we are in those hotspot zip codes that Celebrate One serves, and also along with them helping those moms in those areas.
I like to ask, for our listeners that might be interested in your program, how do they know that you can help them?
When it comes to the Center for Healthy Families, our program, a mom or dad that is pregnant and or parenting, ages 21 and under, qualify for the program in Franklin County. Or, there has been situations where a person is outside the county, but they attend Franklin County School. We would accept that as well. If they know that they are in need of assistance or want extra support to help with whatever goals they may have, and they are motivated to do so, because they do have to meet with us at least once a month. Sometimes we'll see them twice in a week. It depends what their goals are, because we will start from the very beginning. If, we deal with a lot of young people that are homeless, that need their Social Security card, their driver's license, or their state ID, birth certificate. They may need all those documentations, and we will help them with that. We have some young people that we may just need to let them know where they need to go to get the resources they need. And then we have some that just need a little bit extra support and guidance, and we'll be right there with them. If they are willing to meet with us and willing to work on those goals, we run into young people that it's a shame, but even in this time, being pregnant under the age of 21 is sometimes taboo, and it depends on the culture and the family. And so they have a really difficult time, and they have to grow up fast. So even though they might be 14 and they have a little one, when they go out there and they're in need of food or they're in need of housing, sometimes the community looks at them as, oh, you're grown, and so you can take care of it, when that's not the case. We have to deal with the trauma that they're dealing with, also the development that they're at that time, plus the health of them and their baby. Unfortunately, when it comes to infant mortality, it is sad what's going on in Franklin County, and that's one of the reasons that we're involved. We're motivated to assist that family, making sure that baby reaches their first birthday and beyond. We have a lot of situations where even at a school, they might get a hard time because they don't have a babysitter, or they have to watch the baby and they have to do homework and they have to work, and there's just so much going on. We want them to know that there's someone out there that's going to be their advocate, their coach. We are going to assist them in any way we can. There's many situations where I've had to go to a school, or I've even gone to, let's say, apartment complex where they might have problems because of leasing issues or something, because our young people, they get, just because they're young, they have a little one, some people take advantage of that, or they don't understand. We're advocates. We go in there and we assist that family and say, hey, what's going on? This isn't right. Or why don't we work as a team and figure out how we can make sure that this 14-year-old graduates high school? What can we do to make sure that she gets her homework? What can we do to make sure that she has someone that can watch the baby? Or is there a way that they can bring the baby to the school? Or she has certain hours? There must be something, because I understand that the community wants these families to succeed, but at the same time, they don't quite understand what their challenges are. And we're there to help and to support. So if there's a young person, 21 and under, both mom or dad, and you need extra support in regards to school, finding a job, housing, parenting skills, there's a wide range of things that we assist in. We want them to know that we are there because we care about you and the family and the babies, and we will do whatever we can. We'll go beyond the call of duty to make sure that you succeed in reaching your goals.
If you guys excuse me for a minute, we need to take an identification break.
Hi, this is Ernest Kelly with the Faith Thomas Foundation. You're listening to The Cell on 94.1 FM, WGRN, and WGRN.org worldwide. Listen to us every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m.
Ernie, you have a question?
I have a question. Was that Bernadette? Was that you?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Mm-hmm.
How supportive is it for the family of teens that had babies that young when you go into the home and there's parents there, another sibling? How important is it for their support to help the teen that has a child as a teenager? How important is it as far as their development?
That is extremely important. A lot of the young people that we get is because they don't get the support from their family. Some of our participants, if, let's say, they might be struggling with just, trying to get through school, and the family is just not for certain how to support them, but they're helping them with everything else, they will succeed because we will help, because we are the experts in making sure that they can follow through with that if that's what they're wanting to do. We see so many situations where a young person under the age of 18 is still kicked out of the house because they're pregnant. We
Wow.
deal with a lot of homelessness. We deal with a lot of abuse, drug abuse, and this is from the parents or the family in the home. We have a lot of young people under the age of 18 who need child care, yet they do not qualify for Title 20, and there's no one in the house, even though they might be available, not able to take care of that baby. So here we have a 16-year-old that needs to go to school, but she has no one to take care of her child, or there's no one safe to take care of her child. What is she supposed to do? It's still taboo in a lot of situations, and again, a lot of our young people are being kicked out and having to go couch surfing or just even out on the streets, pregnant or with a little one, trying to make it.
Wow. Are you still seeing pregnancies at the age of 14?
Oh, yes. I had a 12-year-old. We've had a few 12-year-olds.
Oh, wow. Man.
And even when it comes to that, it's interesting the reaction sometimes you get when you say, yes, I have a couple of 12-year-olds, and, what do you think is the first thing that comes to their mind?
Unfortunately, of some kind.
You would think, but unfortunately, no. Some people will say, oh, what is a 12-year-old wanting to have sex? Or, they say that she's hot, or, some of the different words they use. And then I have to remind them, 12-year-old doesn't have a choice. A 12-year-old, many times, it wasn't even something that they wanted to do. Even though we know that, regardless of the situation, 12-year-old is pregnant, it was raped, but they decided to keep the baby for whatever reason. They still have goals, even with that trauma, and we're there to assist them also with the trauma, and also being a good parent and being self-sufficient, and how what their journey is going to look like as they go through being a young parent, wanting to finish school, wanting a career. They may have thought that, they wanted to be a doctor. And we tell them, you still can be a doctor. Your journey is just going to look a little different, but you're still going to get there.
How long will you guys stay with someone that young as far as, because it's like a child raising a child, basically. Now, how long would you guys stay with them?
We stay with them on the ongoing one-on-one for 2 years. And then once they finish that 2 years, they go into what we call the Bridge program. It's our alumni, and that's for another year. And even after they graduate the Bridge program, we still have a connection with them. They can always contact us whenever they're in need or they need assistance with something. Now, with our very young parents, we are willing, depending on the situation, to keep them a little bit longer because how young they are. And also we want to make sure that they are connected with every resource possible to help support them in the needs that they have. I had a 12-year-old that I had for probably about 3 years, and she still contacts me to this day, and we communicate. I try to connect her with different resources. I even have young parents who may have moved out of state, and every now and then they may call just to check in, say, hey, but at the same time, they might be in a situation where, like, I got kicked out and I'm in tech. What do I do? And I will try to connect them with the services that they need.
Can you clarify for our listeners what Title 20 is and how people qualify for it?
Title 20 is child care subsidy that assists people of a certain income who may benefit. If it depends on their income, how much their child care might be. And there are certain child care agencies that accept Title 20, where you go to Job and Family Services, you get you fill out an application. Depending on how many people are in the household and what your income might be, they kind of go on a sliding scale fee of what your fee for child care could be. So it can range, I've heard of some where it might be $30 a week to maybe $150 a week. It just kind of depends on your situation.
Many moons ago, I worked on a similar project in Franklin County where we were looking at teen pregnancy. And I saw in your report that you did it by zip code, which is also how we divided it. I'm wondering, are the same areas still having the same issues, like the Linden, Hilltop area? Are they still having a problem? And have you seen is it stabilized or have you seen a decline? How are those percentages going?
So I know that we once were in the South High School area. That's one of the examples. And we know that particular neighborhood has a strong connection with the Columbus Public Health Department, who is doing some work with the children as well as their parents. A significant drop in the number of teen parents in that area. So we are definitely glad that they have the support of that neighborhood. I think in terms of the Linden area and the Hilltop, I would say those are by zip code. And we have a large population of participants in the Wedgwood area. So I think what we are finding is that moms are having pregnancies before 24 months, as well as just, I think, the education on birth control. So long-acting contraception has been, I think, a barrier that we've been seeing most recently. There's a lot of myths about use of birth control. And so a lot of times they're not getting the correct information, or someone had a reaction or they heard this happen, so they are not choosing to have birth control and are having subsequent pregnancy before they're ready, but also proper birth spacing. I think it has declined from my understanding, but we are seeing that there's still a spike, if that makes sense. I think nationally there's been a decline, which I know those numbers have been reported, but we are still seeing program participants having a subsequent pregnancy before they're ready.
I found something very interesting in listening to the conversation, and the word father keeps coming up in our conversation. So I find that very interesting, and can one of you please explain to me why you feel that it's important for the father to be involved with the mother who's pregnant? Why is it important to have them join in your programs and training that you offer, and what is it that you offer them?
As it relates to dads, if they are 21 and under in Franklin County and they have someone who's expecting or they have a little one, they qualify for the program regardless if they are with that person or not. And we definitely work on co-parenting because we feel that a little one is for the best interest of the child. And we want to make sure that that child reached their first birthday, and what are all the different things or that they need or stuff that maybe they struggle. But if they had both mom and dad working together, that may lessen some of the issues. And that could be even with child care, if they can take turns if they're not together. Or we've had situations where they're young and they just don't know. We're not going to leave dad out because he plays an important role in that baby's life as well. Unfortunately, in our society, dad is left out because they think maybe he's not interested or he's not in the picture at all. Or, we live in a society where unfortunately it may be set up where they think that they can't say dad's involved. And many times they are. They need the same help, support as any other young parent. They need to understand where they can go if they have an apartment and their utilities are shut off. They need to understand where they can go if their child needs a safe place to sleep as it relates to pack and plays, and what does that look like when it comes to safe sleep. They have goals, they want a career, and we're there to assist them so they can be better parents and they can be self-sufficient and that's going to only help that child. I just wanted to add that when it comes to the young dad, we go through all the goals with them like we do the moms. We talk about family planning and birth control. We talk about even sexual health, their medical health, their physical health, because they have to be healthy and together in order to be able to help their baby as well. If they are not interested in our organization, the Center for Healthy Families, we still try to connect them with other services that will help a young dad. So we work with Action for Children, Columbus Urban League, and there's other different programs that are out there that assist dads. And because we're the first ones in that door, sometimes we already have a relationship with them, and they trust us more if we say, okay, let's see about this organization. Maybe they can assist you and be a support that you need if you're not ready for us right now. And that's understandable because sometimes they are very busy working, going to school, or what have you, and they may not really have the investment that they can have with our organization, and there might be a father program out there that can better assist them.
Wow, this is some really good information. However, it appears that our time has crept up on us again, and I'm really sorry. We're going to have to continue this conversation, and there will be a part 2, guys. So to our listeners, just tune in next Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., and you can hear the remaining of our conversation with Bernadette and Nichole from the Center for Healthy Families. So I want to thank Tish, I want to thank Ernie and Bernadette and Nichole. Thank everyone, and this is Felice, your host. Peace out. The Faith Thomas Foundation would like to thank you for listening to The Cell. We broadcast on WGRN 94.1 FM every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. You can also stream us live on Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. on WGRN 94.1. For more information on the Faith Thomas Foundation, please visit our website, Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is Faith Thomas FDN.